TV game of the week against Grambling. Kickoff is at 4 o'clock. Coach, talk about your time off and the game you have coming up against the Tigers.
Well, it was time we needed, well worth. We were able to get a few bodies back, some guys that were banged up, gave us some time to continue to work these young quarterbacks and do some recruiting all together. So, we're looking forward to this game against Grambling. This is a Texas Southern football team that's, should I say, in dire need of a win, especially a conference win. So, we look forward to this game, and hopefully we can get these guys and I can get this program on track.
All right, talk a little bit about Grambling and the game coming up. They're just picking up their first win at home for homecoming against Virginia Lynchburg, so both teams are fresh off of victories.
Yes. So I was actually looking at Grambling on tape right before I called, and they're a young football team, but, on defense, they hustle, they get to the football, they have a great effort. On the offensive side of the football, they do things well as far as running the football, and they have two good quarterbacks that can strike at any time, and their special teams are not bad. So, Coach, normally has a great program. He does well with his discipline on his program, and we're just looking forward to matching up with him and seeing if we could get us a win on Saturday.
All right, we're talking to head coach Darrell Asberry from Texas Southern University. The floor is now open for questions. Questions for Coach Asberry? All right, Coach, talk about the health of your team. You had a timely off week to be able to get healthy. Coach Williams said earlier that his team was a little bit banged up, especially from starting quarterback DJ Williams. What's the health like with your team?
Well, we should maybe get one lineman back, defensive lineman back. Anytime you lose your two starting quarterbacks, I know my other quarterback went in for surgery this morning, Dontavius Parker. So, we're actually playing with a redshirt freshman and Rudy Johnson, which is a redshirt sophomore. But health-wise, offensive line, we should be pretty healthy. With this week off, it gave us a chance to get a few guys a little bit more healthy. Defensive line, we're thin. We've been thin all year, and when you lose three defensive linemen early in the year, we only got one back. So it's a possibility we may get another one back this week. So hopefully we'll be okay. We won't know until tomorrow.
How big was it to get that win going into the bye week and get ready for this game?
For Southern to get the win, for Grambling?
Yeah, for them to come in. Does it change the dynamic of things with them coming in? Because they'll be a little bit, they've been down this year, and then coming in to play, to play you, now they have a little bit more confidence. Talk about what that might mean as far as what you will be facing on Saturday.
Well, anytime you can get a win, it always gives you a little bit of edge and a little bit of momentum, and we're still looking for that second win. So, one thing for sure, we're gonna come in with the attitude that, we're gonna throw the records and everything out of the window because this football team is really in dire need of a win, and the program is in dire need. So it won't be easy for them to come in and just dominate us all over the field.
All right, questions. The floor is still open for questions for Coach Asberry. We have any questions for Coach Asberry?
Hey, Coach. Mike Rideout, SWAC TV Game of the Week. I know that you've had a lot of quarterbacks that you've had to go through this year. Just talk about the development of Rudy Johnson. I thought he played pretty well in your last game against Southern.
He did. We actually he had a great practice that week. He did exactly what we set out and we talked about. We wanted to try to get him to use his legs and get him on the flank and let him run a little bit. We just didn't capitalize on the situations that we had. It seemed like every time he would create a big play, and something would happen, whether it's a penalty or we shoot ourselves in the foot. But we're very impressed and pleased with his progress, and hopefully it'll carry over from this past the Southern game hopefully to carry over to the Grambling game and his ability to move the football team downfield.
Can you talk about the keys to victory on Saturday?
Well, for us, I think, one of our keys is offensively, we just need to keep our defense off the field. We've been, they've been on the field 20 extra plays longer than anybody we've played. And we're wearing our own defense down. So I think it's very important that we keep our defense off the field, keep them rested, and execute, not get the crazy penalties, the 15-yard penalties, the personal fouls. And I think if we win the kicking game, we should be okay.
All right. Do we have any other questions for Coach Darrell Asberry from Texas Southern University? All right, Coach, I'd like to thank you for joining us and coming on a little bit early and spending a few minutes to talk about the Tigers. And we'll be watching on Saturday as you take on Grambling State on SWAC TV. And wish you luck with that game, and we'll talk to you again next Monday.
Thank you.